so sad sight by sycamore tree, single, a green willow, her head on her bosom, her head on her knee, sing willow, willow, willow. The fresh streams ran by her and murmured a moan, sing willow, willow, willow. The soft tears fell from her and softened the stone, sing willow, willow, willow. Prithee, hie thee, you come anon, sing all the green willow must be my darling, let nobody blame in this scorn I approve.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So this is the first Wheel of Shakespeare challenge for the month of October. I'm here with Sheila, Bill, and Henry to perform impromptu performances of Shakespeare for everybody, and spin the wheel and randomly see what we're going to do to entertain the Shakespeare lovers here on YouTube. So based on the randomly chosen order, Henry is going to perform first, and then myself, then Bill, then Sheila, and then we will spin for some 2 and 3 player scenes to go together. So Henry is up first. Welcome back. I understand you're just recovering from an illness. We're glad you're feeling better now. Let's get the wheel on here and see what Henry is going to perform. Okay, here is the wheel. We're spinning for Henry. Henry is going to perform Beatrice, What Fire Is in Mine Ears. Much Ado About Nothing. That's the end of Act 3, Scene 1. Actually, not the very end. I think Benedict comes back in at the end and they have a little exchange. But after listening to Ursula and hello, Benedict. So Act 3, Scene 1, Beatrice. Let me create the banner for you.
One. Yeah, okay.
Got it? Okay, so whenever you're ready, go ahead.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee. Scene?
Oh, I didn't realize what a short one that was that I got you, but still a good one. And glad while Henry was performing, Maggie just joined us, so that's good. We got another player to join the fun today, and let's see. She will. I'm looking at the order. She performs after myself, so it is my turn now. Then Maggie, who just joined us, will perform after me. And bringing the wheel back up, spinning for myself, I will do Hamlet's Advice to the Players. Okay. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you. trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Nor do not sow the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gently. For in the very torrent, tempest, and as I may say, the whirlwind of passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, pewing-pated fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings, who, for the most part, are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise. I would have such a fellow whipped for overdoing termagant. It out Herods Herod, pray you, avoid it. Be not too tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, with this special o'erstep not the modesty of nature. For anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end, both at the first and now, was and is to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature. To show virtue for her own feature, scorn her own image, and the very age and body of the time his form and pressure. Now this overdone or come tardy off, though it make the unskillful laugh, cannot but make the judicious grieve. The censure of which one must, in your allowance, or wait a whole theatre of others. Oh, there be players that I have seen play, and heard others that, neither having the accent of Christians nor the gait of Christian, pagan nor man, have so strutted and bellowed that I have thought some nature's journeyman had made men and not made them well. They imitated humanity so abominably. Oh, reform it altogether. And let those that play your clowns speak no more than is set down for them. For there be of them that will themselves laugh, to set on some quantity of barren spectators to laugh too. Though in the meantime, some necessary question of the play be then to be considered. That's villainous, and shows the most pitiful ambition in the fool that uses it. Go, make you ready. Okay, that was a new idea. I've never done that one before, and that was a fun variety. Okay, Maggie, you're up.
Can you hear me okay? Because I'm using earbuds.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
fine.
good. Great.
Okay, so Maggie is going to do. Richard, I, Edward, will use women honorably. That's from the future.
Okay, give me a second. Don't take it away yet, please.
Okay.
Whoops, I just lost something. Okay, I, Edward, will use women honorably.
Just let me know when you got it.
I am. Oh, okay. I think I have it. It's Gloucester.
Okay,
Right.
so
Richard. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
All righty. I, Edward, will use women honorably. Would he were wasted, marrow, bones and all, that from his loins no hopeful branch may spring to cross me from the golden time I look for. And yet, between my soul's desire and me, the lustful Edward's title buried is Clarence, Henry, and his young son Edward, and all the unlooked for issue of their bodies to take their rooms ere I can place myself, a cold premeditation for my purpose. Why then I do but dream on sovereignty, like one that stands upon a promontory and spies a far-off shore where he would tread, wishing his foot were equal with his eye, and chides the sea that sunders him from thence, saying he'll lade it dry to have his way. so do I wish the crown, being so far off. And so I chide the means that keeps me from it. And so I say, I'll cut the causes off, flattering me with impossibilities. My eyes too quick, my heart o'erweens too much, unless my hand and strength could equal them. Well, say there is no kingdom then for Richard. What other pleasure can the world afford? I'll make my heaven in a lady's lap, and deck my body in gay ornaments, and witch sweet ladies with my words and looks. Oh, miserable thought, and more unlikely than to accomplish 20 golden crowns. Why, love forswore me in my mother's womb, and for I should not deal in her soft laws, she did corrupt frail nature with some bribe, to shrink mine arm up like a withered shrub, to make an envious mountain on my back where sits deformity, to mock my body, to shape my legs of an unequal size, to disproportion me in every part, like to a chaos or to an unlicked bear whelp that carries no impression like the dam. Oh, am I then a man to be beloved? Oh, monstrous fault to harbor such a thought. Then, since this earth affords no joy to me, but to command, to check, to o'erbear such as are better person than myself, I'll make my heaven to dream upon the crown, and whiles I live, to account this world but hell, until my misshaped trunk that bears this head be round impaled with a glorious crown. And yet I know not how to get the crown, for many lives stand between me and home, and I, like one lost in a thorny wood that rends the thorns and is rent with the thorns, seeking a way and straying from the way, not knowing how to find the open air, but toiling desperately to find it out, torment myself to catch the English crown. And from that torment, I will free myself, or hew my way out with a bloody axe. Why, I can smile and murder whiles I smile, and cry content to that which grieves my heart, and wet my cheeks with artificial tears, and frame my face to all occasions. I'll drown more sailors than the mermaid shall. I'll slay more gazers than the basilisk. I'll play the orator as well as Nestor, deceive more slyly than Ulysses could, and like a Simon, take another Troy. I can add colors to the chameleon, change shapes with Proteus for advantages, and set the murderous Machiavel to school. Can I do this and cannot get a crown? Tut! Were it farther off, I'll pluck it down.
Awesome. That one is so great. I mean, everyone's so familiar with that character, and Richard III is one of Shakespeare's best loved plays, but people often forget how the beginnings of that character's plottings for the crown are spelled out in the regrettably forgotten Henry VI trilogy that precedes it. So that's just such a great monologue from the end of that trilogy, laying the foundation for what we see in the popular play Richard III. Okay, so Bill is up, then Sheila, and then we will move on to short scenes. So Bill, welcome back. You will be doing Polonius. Get here, Nate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Act 1, Scene 3. Act think that's after
Yeah, I got it.
after Ophelia, after the conversation with Ophelia. So whenever you're ready, go.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory, see thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched and unfledged comrade. Beware an entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed might beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit is that thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of the best rank and station are of a most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, and my blessing season this in thee. See.
Okay, very nice. So our last monologue will be done by Sheila before we go into scenes, and she will do. Another Hamlet. What a piece of work is a man. And that's the famous line from it. It doesn't begin with that. It begins with, I believe, I will tell you why. And he's talking to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
I'm in 2-2, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to find because that's like one of the longest scenes in all.
Very long. Yes. Let's see. Oh,
you got it.
It says, "I will tell you why."
Yeah, it begins with "I will tell you why" to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Okay, so whenever you're ready, go ahead.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather. I have, of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, foregone all custom of exercise, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why, it appears no other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. Ah, the beauty of the world. the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, no woman neither. Though by your smiling, you seem to say so. Scene.
For all the great soliloquies in Hamlet, the four great people often forget there's the great prose one as well, and that was it. Good job with it. Okay, so let's now see. We need roles for five people out of these scenes. We're going to randomly choose right here. First off, we have Two Gentlemen of Verona. That's the two title characters. Act 3, Scene 1. Oh no, actually, no, that's not the two title characters. It's the two servants of the two title characters, Launce and Speed. So Launce and Speed, and Two Gentlemen. And we have Julius Caesar, Cassius and Brutus. I think this is the first meeting discussing so Cassius and Brutus. So those are the first 4 roles, and then for the 5th role, we'll have the 5th option will be to do a second monologue. So the 5 roles to choose for, and we'll go in the reverse order. Sheila will have the first choice, etc., going backwards from the order we went in with the monologues. And again, the 5 roles to choose from are Launce and Speed in Two Gentlemen, Act 3, Scene 1, Cassius and Brutus in Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 2, or do a second monologue. Excuse me, Sheila, what would you like of those?
Ooh, I love Cassius. I would like to do Cassius.
Okay, so Sheila takes Cassius. Bill, what would you like?
Brutus, please.
Brutus? Maggie, what would you like?
I think I'll take Speed.
Speed, Maggie. Okay, I've done this scene. The only other role left is the Launce and Speed scene. I've done this one before, so as not to be repetitive, I'll take the second monologue, which leaves Launce to be Henry. So
okay, I'm still calling up MIT. So 3-1. It's coming, but it's not coming. I don't know which one you want to do first. You're going to do that first.
Yeah,
right?
that's we spun
okay.
that one.
Yeah, I've got it clicked, but it's kind of circling on my page, right? So come on, baby.
Okay, I'm not looking at that one, so you.
Oh, I don't know why it's taking so long. It says connecting. Have you already got it, Henry?
Yes, I've got it.
Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Well, I don't. I just asked Henry, but for some reason it just keeps saying connecting on my side. I don't have any.
Whenever you two can kind of talk it over, see when you're ready.
Yeah. Or if it's taking too. Oh, here we go. I think. All right. So I'm scrolling down. I guess there's a point in which I'm just going through Duke Valentine. This is 3-1, correct? Act 3, Scene 1?
3-1.
Yes,
yeah.
I think so.
Do you have to scroll way down, Henry?
Down the end.
Down the end. Okay, I'm getting there. Okay, I think.
Exit Valentine and purchase.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I keep saying Valentine. Proteus. Okay, there we go. I'm ready.
Okay. I am but a
Launce.
fool, and yet I have the wit to think my master is a kind of knave. But that's all one. If he be but one knave, he lives not now that knows me to be yet in love. Yet I am in love, but a team of horse shall not pluck that from me. Nor who 'tis I love, and yet 'tis a woman. But what woman? I will not tell myself, and yet 'tis a milkmaid. Yet 'tis not a maid, for she hath had gossips. Yet 'tis a maid, for she is her master's maid, and serves for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel, which is much in a bare Christian. Oh, no, look, here is a catalogue of her condition. Imprimis, she can fetch and carry. Why, a horse can do no more. Nay, a horse cannot fetch, but only carry. Therefore she is better than a jade. Item, she can milk. Look you, a sweet virtue in a maid, with clean hands.
Oh, now, Signor Launce, what news with your mastership?
With my master's ship? Why, it is at sea.
Well, your old vice still, mistake the word. What news, then, in your paper?
Oh, the blackest news that thou ever heardst.
Why, man, how black?
Why, as black as ink.
Let me read, then.
Oh, fie on thee, jolthead, thou canst not read.
Thou liest, I can.
I will try thee. Tell me this, who begot thee?
Marry, the son of my grandfather.
Oh, illiterate loiterer, it was the son of thy grandmother. This proves that thou canst not read.
Oh, come, fool. Come, try me in my paper.
Oh, there, and St. Nicholas be thy speed.
Imprimis, she can milk.
Aye, that she can.
Item, she brews good ale.
And thereof comes the proverb, blessing of your heart, good brew your ale. Good ale.
Item, she can sew.
That's as much as to say, can she sew?
Item, she can knit.
What need a man care for a stock with a wench when she can knit him a stock?
Item, she can wash and scour.
A special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
Item, she can spin.
Then may I set the world on wheels where she can spin for her living.
Item, she hath many nameless virtues.
That's as much as to say bastard virtues, that, indeed, know not their fathers, and therefore have no names.
Here follow her vices.
Close at the heels of her virtues.
Item, she is not to be kissed fasting in respect of her breath.
Well, that fault may be mended with a breakfast. Read on.
Item, she hath a sweet mouth.
That makes amends for her sour breath.
Item, she doth talk in her sleep.
Well, it's no matter for that, so she sleep not in her talk.
Item, she is slow in words.
Oh, villain, that set this down among her vices. To be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. I pray thee, out with it, and place it for her chief virtue.
Item, she is proud.
Oh, out with that too. It was Eve's legacy, and cannot be taken from her.
Item, she hath no teeth.
I care not for that neither, because I love crusts.
Item, she is cursed.
Well, the best is she hath no teeth to bite.
Item, she will often praise her liquor.
Ah, if her liquor be good, she shall. If she will not, I will. for good things should be praised.
Item, she is too liberal.
Of her tongue she cannot, for what that's writ down she is slow of. Of her purse she shall not, for that I'll keep shut. Now of another thing she may, and that cannot I help. Well, proceed.
Item, she hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there. I'll have her. She was mine and not mine twice or thrice in the last article. Rehearse that once more.
Item, she hath more hair than wit.
More hair than wit. It may be. I'll prove it. The cover of the salt hides the salt, and therefore it is more than the salt. The hair that covers the wit is more than the wit, for the greater hides the less. What's next?
And more faults than hairs.
Oh, that's monstrous. Oh, that we're out. That we're out.
And more wealth than faults.
Why, that word makes a false gracious. Well, I'll have her. And if it be a match, as nothing is impossible,
What then?
why, then I will tell thee that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
For me?
For thee, aye, who art thou? He hath stayed for a better man than thee.
And I go to him?
Thou must run to him, for thou hast stayed so long that going will scarce serve the turn.
Ah, why didst thou not tell me sooner? Pox of your love letters.
Now will he be swinged for reading my letter, an unmannerly slave that will thrust himself into secrets. I'll after, to rejoice in the boy's correction. Thank you, Maggie. That was fun.
Happy birthday, Henry. That was your gift. I played
sorry.
your.
I didn't know that was happy birthday, Henry. I didn't
No,
know.
I'm kidding. I'm just saying, I set him up.
Okay.
I played
Okay.
a straight man.
Yes, you should have taken that one, really. But then there you go. But
Okay.
then I wouldn't
Oh,
have
no,
watched it.
no. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
Okay. So now
Thank
we
It's almost more challenging to do that. Okay.
Okay, so now Sheila and Bill will do Cassius and Brutus. Have you both found where to start from?
Yes.
Okay, so then whenever you're both ready, go.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I'm not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Anthony. But let me not hinder Cassius your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not that therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number, Cassius, be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war forgets the shows of love to other men.
Then, Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other means.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow. I have heard, where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, I have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of. And be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus. Were I a common laugher, or did use to stale with ordinary oaths my love to every new protester, if you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard and after scandal them, or if you know that I profess myself in banqueting to all the rout, then hold me dangerous.
What means this shouting? I do fear that people choose Caesar for their king.
Do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius. Yet I love him well, but wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as lief not be, as live to be in awe of such a thing as myself. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon my word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his soldier the old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I, the tired Caesar. And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly, and that same eye, whose bend doth awe the world, did lose his luster. I did hear him groan. Aye, and that tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books, alas, it cried, "Give me some drink, Titinius," as a sick girl. Gods, it doth amaze me a man of such a feeble temper should get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
My man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at such time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat does this our Caesar feed that he is grown so great? Age, thou art ashamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When went there by an age since the great flood, but it was famed with more than one man? When could they say, till now, that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one man? Now, is it Rome indeed, and room enough when there is in it but one man only? Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say there was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
But you do love me. I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to do, I have some aim. How I have thought of this and of these things I shall recount hereafter. For this present I would not, so with love I might entreat you be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear. Find a time, both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
Well, I'm glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done and Caesar is returning.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath preceded worthy note today.
I will do so. But look you, Cassius, that angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden train. Polonius' cheek is pale, and Cicero looks with such ferret such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol, being crossed in conference by some senators.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
See.
Okay, great job, you two. So now I will go last, and I opted for a second monologue because there were an odd number of players. Somebody got left out of those 2-player scenes. So second monologue I will do. Okay, so Richmond's closing victory speech in Richard III. took myself out of the stream instead of that. Okay. Inter the bodies as becomes their births. Proclaim a pardon to the soldiers fled, that in submission will return to us. And then we obtain the sacrament. We will unite the white rose and the red, smile heaven upon with fair conjunction, that long have frowned upon your enemy. England hath long been mad and scarred herself. The brother blindly shed the brother's blood. The family rashly slaughtered his own son. The son compelled been butcher to the sire. All this divided York and Lancaster, divided in their dire division. Oh, now let Richmond and Elizabeth, the true successors of each royal house, by God's fair ordinance conjoin together, and let their heirs, God, if thy will be so, enrich the time to come with smooth-faced peace, with smiling plenty and fair prosperous days. Abate the age of traitors, gracious Lord, that would reduce these bloody days again and make poor England weep in streams of blood. Let them not live to taste this land's increase that would with treason wound this fair land's peace. Now civil wounds are stopped, peace lives again, that she may long live here. God say amen. Okay, that was a fun one for a change. Okay, so thank you everybody for your Sorry about that. Didn't mean to take myself out like that. Well, so thank you everybody for your participation and for your awesome performances. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys next week on YouTube. Same Bard time, same Bard channel. Bye now.